Yeah, you're not going to win any games when a team shoots 74% in the second half, and we're not going to win any games when we shoot 25 threes.
Defensively, in the second half, what did you think was going wrong? I mean, it seemed like they were getting to the basket pretty easy.
We're giving up layups.
Because it's very, very similar to what you saw at A&M from energy.
Yes.
Coach, can you talk about motivating your team? Because usually young players just hang their head down and just want to give up.
Well, we're living through our offense. I mean, we played defense really well there in the beginning of the first half, and the reason why we had success in the offensive end because we got stops and we ran out in transition. And so our guys lost their energy. There's no way you can tell me that you can start off a game like that, like we did against Georgia, and then play that bad in the second half defensively too. So, you know, it's coaching, but it's also about the guys believing in what we're doing and the energy level. I think it was a timeout there. I think it was 24-15. I don't know what timeout it was. And all our guys came back with their heads down. You know, when everybody's coming back with your heads down, and it's 24-15. I think it was the under 8-minute timeout. You've held a team to 15 points with that much time left. You got a 9-point lead. You know, guys at some point in time got to start feeling good about themselves and not living through our offense.
Was there a disconnect with the players and you at some point for them to shoot that many three-pointers? I know that you always want to get the ball inside to Gavin, and he had some good looks down there.
Yeah, there's a disconnect.
What is that disconnect?
They shouldn't shoot that many threes.
What is it becoming frustrating? I know it's a fairly young team still, but at this point to continue to kind of have, you know, long lapses and not doing the thing, you know, like you say, saying improve the offense and everything. I mean, what's that like as a coach? What buttons do you have to push, you think, to kind of get over that hump?
Well, it's very frustrating because you go out and you think you solve the problem because you come out and you play well against a team like Kentucky, then you just come out here. You start off, get off to a good start, and so you think you're rolling in the right direction, and you just completely have a collapse in the second half. So, I mean, I can't put my finger on it, but we got to figure it out.
What are some positives that you can take away from this game?
I really don't see any.
Rick, what happened? You're up 14, and then at the end of the game, you're down by 20. How does a team unravel that fast, and what happened to lead that unraveling?
You should let the other team shoot 74% in the second half.
Rick, when you got up, I think it was 22-8, did you see a lot of, you know, what you saw against Kentucky, you know, your defense turning into your offense, and Fred and Greg are both getting dunks? It seemed like that was happening, and then, you know, that when the steals and defensive stops weren't coming, and then the floodgates opened up.
Yeah, and I thought, you know, in the first half when we weren't getting stops, I thought it was because of our mistakes, like fouling Man. I think Man was 8 or 9 from the free throw line in the first half. You know, we're fouling him with 3 seconds on the shot clock, and he's shooting a three-pointer. I think it was some mistakes that we had, defensive breakdowns there. But I still thought that we were doing some of the things that we need to do on the defensive end. We weren't giving up layups. We were just making mistakes on the defensive end. But I thought in the second half we didn't defend at all.
Don't have a whole lot of time to regroup for Saturday. What do you have to do in kind of between now and then to get this team back focused?
Well, I think those guys, first of all, got to start accepting who they are. I mean, I said Georgia shot 12 threes because they accept who they are. You know, they don't take a lot of threes, and they go get offensive rebounds and they attack the paint, and they're fine with that. And that's why they're having success in the SEC. We just simply haven't accepted or won't accept who we are, and until we do that, we won't have success.
Can you talk about the importance of this team staying focused and staying together and not falling apart going the other way?
Well, it's really important because we only have 8 guys, and we don't have guys that are individually good enough to just put us on the back and go forward. And so we got to make sure we stay collective as a unit and everybody's on the same page.
I know that depth has been an issue, Rick. Was this a night where if you had more depth, you would have gone to it just simply because guys just aren't accountable because there's not a guy behind them that's kind of pushing them?
There's no question about that. I mean, it's been 2 years now. We've been playing with 6, 7, and 8 scholarship players, and you know, I had a conversation with my old boss at Clemson, and he just says like, "Hey, you're doing some good things. You just don't have enough bodies." He says, "When my guys screw up, I can, you know, bring them to the bench and play somebody else, and just start playing different guys so you figure out a recipe that works." And so I'm not going to put it all on that. But you know, not having 5 less scholarship players than what you're supposed to have does play a part.
As you said, they shot 74% in the second half, but how much was them shooting and how much was it the lack of defense kind of like you said?
Oh, I think it was lack of defense. I mean, because there were layups. I mean, it wasn't, you know, the fact that they were breaking us down on plays and shooting contested shots. I thought everything they got was really at the rim and in the paint.
As a coach, what can you do at that point when just, I guess the effort's not there like it was against Kentucky?
Well, we don't have guys, you know, we can just sub and play different guys. So you just got to keep coercing and talking to them and showing them mistakes, and hopefully they break out of what they're in.
Did you see the effort that you wanted in the start of the game? You started 0-8.
No question. No question. I thought our guys came out with a lot of life and a lot of energy. That's why it's so disappointing, Michael, that we end up this way after playing so well at the beginning of the first half and all the way really through the first half. To just come out and, you know, that team's not 20 points better than us in one half.